Hi, hello. I am Colby. I am Codameron. I am your Boca Raton Bothan spy, and I am here with a presentation. I have the finals of the Altamonte Springs Planetary Qualifier versus myself and John Carr. I'm here with Daniel Kiramo Trujillo. Daniel, say hi.
How's it going, everybody?
And we're going to talk about this match. We're going to commentate it. I know how it goes. It goes well for me. But Daniel doesn't know how it goes yet. And we're going to talk about all the moments and all the intricacies. And we're going to talk real quick about these lists first. So I have up here, I have my list and I have John Carr's list. This is my list. I've talked about it in a video just before. This is a part of a 3-video series. And Daniel, what do you know about our list that you're excited about? I know we talked about tuning it for the mirror, but what excites you about this list in this matchup?
Like, we're talking about in the mirror or versus just other lists of this nature?
Sure, let's start with other lists of this nature, and then we'll talk about how it's a mirror and how it's not.
Okay, so I think one of the big advantages that this list has over other versions of this list is that it has Fell the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fell the Dragon thing, that's something that we didn't really think about until maybe like a week or two ago. It's just like choose sides wasn't solving the issue that this list has, or at least not consistently, right? And then Fell the Dragon just a much cleaner solution to problems where like someone just plays a big unit and you can't immediately kill it or choose sides it, right? Because maybe you just don't have a small unit to give up.
Yeah, and so Fell the Dragon was included as an answer to the mirror. I kind of knew that there would be a lot of Han2 data vaults going in. I thought I might fight at least one, and I knew that this was a card that I liked, especially more than choose side. So yeah, I like this as the answer rather than the high roll of I get the unit and I win the game or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that part. I also think that the attack pod is interesting, right? Like the attack pod is just straight better with Han because it has 2 more attack. You know, and it comes out $1 cheaper potentially. Now, it doesn't always come in ready, right? That's the part that's tricky. But that's one where in testing probably like a week or so ago, I was like, this card's really doing something. Like there's something here with this card. Like when it hits, it feels really, really good.
Right. The other piece of this list that I think is going to give me an edge is the Adelphi Patrol Wing. I think John Carr is also running the Adelphis, but that's I think really important in this mirror because Red 5 and Bright Hope are going to play a big part. They've got a lot of help, and without the Adelphis, you can't actually punch through those units. So the Battlefield Marine. I'm sorry. The Red 5 is actually a big key component of this matchup. Daniel, you still there? Let me know if you're still there. But the Adelphi is going to help with this Red 5. Red 5 gets so much value in this matchup. It's kind of insane. But let's look at John Carr's list and see what the differences are. John Carr's list will run is running test. Yeah, John Carr's running list is running a lot of lower cards. We're running 6 2-drops and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-drops. John Carr's list is so much lower to the ground. You there, Daniel? I don't know. Maybe he is.
Or maybe you could offer a little bit. Like
hey, you're back.
I was like, okay, I don't know what happened there.
Hey, you're back. Are you still there? Anyway, this list is so much lower to the ground. There are 6 2-drops, there are 5 3-drops, and it tops out at Wrecker Mace. Compared to mine, I've got Rican, I've got Attack Pod, I've got Hammerheads, I've got the home ones and the Crate Dragons. John Carr's looking to go a lot faster and end the game a lot sooner. He's also running the full K2 SO package and the Corvette, so maybe my hand might get constrained with this. He's got this Frisk and his Ketsu, which might not get a ton of value, but he is looking to get the advantage early and the aggressive plays. He's probably looking to play 2 cards on turn 2 and 2 cards on turn 3, and there's no card advantage here. He's trying to play a lot more cards and play more aggressively because, as his deck's name implies, this is inspired by the Sabine Data Vault Lily winner, which is just an aggro list. It's a much more speedy, much more aggressive list that is trying to do damage, but without the reach of Sabine. It's playing the flexibility of Han and without the reach of Sabine. And as I've talked about in my other video, the Frisk, the Ketsu, These are cards that I don't like as much when they come in with lower health. Daniel, you here?
Yeah, I'm not sure I love his list. I like the idea and concept of just playing 2 cards a turn, right? Because it helps you spam more threats and make it harder for someone to just trade into you and solve all their problems. But you're not maximizing the Han discount here with a couple of these units. And I think a lot of like what your turn 4s are going to have to look like is 3-drop plus discounted 2-drop or 2-2-drops. Like I think that's really what he's going for here.
Yeah, and looking at the matchup, and looking at the list, in my head I said, okay, there's a lot of 2s and a lot of 3s and not a lot of top end. I'm going to watch for the 2-card 4-resource turn and the 2-card 5-resource turn. The 2-card 4-resource turn is a lot scarier from Sabine because it comes with the 3rd unit. It's always 3 cards. But in Han, we're gonna be looking for. I'm expecting John to play a lot more units early, so you'll see I'm trying to trade. If I can trade, keep the health totals high, my top end, hopefully, Riken, Attack Pod, Hammerhead, Home 1, and Crate Dragon will handle his.
Yeah, your top end is a lot better than his top end, I think. So, like, if you can just stall, you're fine. Like, his path to victory is basically just overwhelming. Like, he needs to just put, because, like, ultimately, if you play 2 cards over 1, that's more cumulative attack points. So if he can just push more damage, he can hopefully win before, like, the bill comes due. You know?
And then in the sideboard, I'm going to be thinking about, is the Crate Dragon Chew sides going to come in? We'll see. But I think that's enough a preamble. Let's get to the match. I had a nice camera set up over top.
We're in the finals. Today is May.
Is my preamble.
10th. This is the Planetary Qualifier at the Collective Games. Thanks for running a great tournament. Han, thanks Collective. There's a bunch of people here. They all think I'm ridiculous.
Everyone was standing around me laughing.
Han2 Data Vault. And the finals is...
Wait, why were they laughing?
Because the room is dead quiet. I have everyone sitting around me, and here I am doing my preamble, and they're all like, okay, Colby's doing his thing. We've already done our 3-minute deck check, so we've already determined initiative. I've got initiative, and we're rolling. A thing I do when I'm playing tournaments is I'll pause before I draw. Ready? Put your hands on the table, breathe, pause, ready, then take your hand. It really helps you settle your mind. It settles yourself. It gets you in the same mindset every game. Fleet fat in the ground. I feel my heart rate going lower. And remember, I'm looking to play in such a way that his units are. I'm trying to play a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
I want to trade early, play for later. That's my goal. And I'm watching out for the 2-unit turns coming from him.
Yeah, initiative with Sabine is pretty bonkers. Because, like, if he now can't play Sabine as his opening.
He's also running Sundaris. It means he can't ever play Sundari as an opener.
Yeah.
Right? And that's one of the reasons that we're off of that card. Because it is so bad in this early back and forth as a 1-1 for 2. A 1-3 for 2, it loses so many early trades. And here I go. Yeah. Bonk. This is the plan. Going great.
Yeah,
A thing that happens when you do this early trade is you lose the initiative, right? Because your opponent loses an action that they can take on the Cassian. So he's going to take the initiative. But look at this. This is huge for me. I'm like, I'm winning now.
Yeah, that is a very, very bad turn 2 from him. Because, like, his turn 2 should have probably been either a better 3-drop or maybe just 2 2s, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if he goes, like, Battlefield Marine plus Black 1 or something, like, that feels way better than this. Because now he has to do something to get rid of your ship, because your ship can just eat his without dying.
Mm-hmm. And Red 5 is the star in this matchup. Because I can hit this ship and kill it, or I can wait. And if he tries to play like Poe as a 6/4, suddenly I'm hitting that thing for 2 and getting 2 more damage on it. That's huge for free, right? So you'll actually see here, the play is not to kill this blue leader because I'm going to greed the Red 5. And you can see a Sabine in my hand. I actually drew double Sabine a Battlefield Marine in my opener, and I said, I'm gonna do the 2-unit turn 3.
Yeah. Beat him at his own game.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is great. I'm gonna trade all my units into his, and I'm gonna go late. It's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what you have in your hand. I would probably just instinctively kill the blue leader here, just because you don't want to risk him being able to buff it with something. But I guess if he had the buff, like say like a Poe, he would have already played it.
Real important note here. He passed. He's on 4 resources, and he passed. We're both playing this game because we know that I'm looking to get the red 5 value. And if he has a 4-drop, if he's got heavy, he's going to play it. If he's got K2SO, he's going to play it undamaged. He's got 4 resources.
Yep.
But he doesn't play, and I'm like, I got you. You came to play a 5-drop, and I'm going to hit it with red 5.
Yep.
We're going to see what that card was.
If he doesn't have a 4-drop, he's in a tough spot. Like when red 5's on the board, you really can't be using the Han discount, which is why it's the single best card in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. It wrecks the whole purpose of the deck as long as I've got that initiative with the red 5. So he passes, and I'm like, great, I have another 2-drop. Here I come. Note that this could have been a 3-drop. I could have played Cassian here. I could have played any other 3-drop other than another red 5. Totally chilling here, along with Han. So the question is, what is he going to do?
At this point, like, if you have like a 3 and a 5, just play the 3. Like, you can't just give up the 2 extra damage.
So he passes again, right?
Just snap pass here. If he passes a second time,
he did pass it. Yeah. So do you hit with the red 5 to get the trade, or do you just pass?
No, just pass.
Just claim.
Like if you can get $4 advantage, you're way up.
Yeah,
like
and
the
I
whole
claim.
point of the red 5 is that, yeah, okay. Yeah, not a great move from him.
So not only do I have the advantage because I got the initiative, I've got more actions to Dirtle. If he's trying to play anything on his board, he can't Adelphi me because I have the initiative to like get the trade with the blue leader into the red 5. So red 5 is pretty safe here. I don't think he's running Bright Hope, is he? I don't think so. But now I've got more actions, so like I can just go like Sabine, Battlefield Marine, bop, 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 bop. And he's like getting ready to attack, but we're remembering that I have initiative.
Yeah. You get that Battlefield Marine strike first.
Right? And I'm going to be able to get 2 attacks in, maybe even the leader flip, because this is the Han turn, before his guy comes in. Right? So I take the kill, right? I take the kill that I was going to take last turn, but I never took the hit from it. I've only taken 1 hit so far.
Burning the trigger is probably fine, right? Because he was probably like trying to play a 5-drop, maybe a Poe or something.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's just going to play it at full cost, you know?
And I've only taken 1 hit. I've only taken 3 damage. But he's about to...
Also, you have to worry about like him potentially playing a hammerhead, right?
He doesn't have hammerheads.
Yeah.
And here's the card he was holding. He had the 5-drop. This is the Senatorial Corvette. It's only got 4 health. Red 5 would have killed it. Yeah. Red 5 would have killed it. That's why he had to pass. Red 5 just kills that thing for free. Would have been awful. And this is the risk of playing that 5-4 in a matchup like this.
Yeah, which I could see what his hand was, because my thought is like, there's no way that you have like no other option, you know, like no 3-drop, nothing.
It's probably so the thing I know about John Carr is he likes to hold Timely in his hand. So I'm expecting him to have Timely Wrecker. He certainly doesn't have Poe. I think that was a much better play here. So what do you see in this board state? He just flips his Han. What is your play? Because there's a lot going on here.
If I'm you?
Yeah.
So I don't know what your hand is. I think that my instinct would be to have Sabine shoot Han, right? And then his Han probably at that point just swings face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because his Han could kill your Battlefield Marine and trade.
Mm-hmm.
But if he probably just swings face, and then your Han can just kill his, right?
Mm-hmm. An important thing, which we remember later, is that Sabine's actually untargetable here. So he can't hit Sabine and take 2 damage. I have 3 I have 3 factions on board. But
I always forget that text exists, but also who cares?
Me too.
Like,
it's big because, well, Sabine plus leader or Sabine plus battlefield marine on offense kills Han, but Han can kill Sabine and not die. But
yeah,
here comes.
If you have a hammerhead, then maybe Sabine doesn't attack.
Nah, man, it's Riken. Like, look at how
just done for.
Yeah, the door is now closed. Opportunity is over. Right? And he doesn't have Riken. Remember, his list tops out at Wrecker, Poe Wrecker Mace. Right? So I get 9 damage for free this turn, and he doesn't hit me at all, and I kill his unit, and he misses his Han leader attack. I'm feeling good. And it's really just the texture of the board with this Riken out. And I made the choice not to kill the Han because, hey, I've got more units. I've got a higher delta. I can hit more and have more actions. I don't need to kill your leader and sacrifice my units to do it. Make you attack me or something.
Yeah, it also cannot be understated just how atrocious that turn 3 was for him. Like, just literally doing nothing on your 4-mana turn is backbreaking in a matchup that's all about tempo. Right? Like, if you're both mid-range decks, it's whoever gets the board control wins.
And that's Red 5.
Is brutal.
Yeah, Red 5 did that. Red 5 ate 4 resources because of the way that he planned his turns out. And also, me being a little greedy, not attacking with the Red 5 right away, because I knew the threats in his list, there weren't anything that can handle my Red 5.
Yeah, his not being able to attack your Sabine is actually pretty relevant here, because that would have been like the one free kill he has.
So here's an interesting dynamic in this matchup. Mace kills Riken, but on the Han discount, Riken kills Mace back, and he has to do this first because otherwise Riken attacks and gets Sentinel, and it's 5 damage, and he has to do it. It's such a bad thing because if he loses Han, he's in so much trouble.
I would have just killed like the Battlefield Marine or something.
You think you ready?
Yeah, you ready, and then if like Riken swings face or whatever, you just kill Riken too.
No, but then the Sabine kills the Riken, or the Han or the Sabine kill the Mace instead.
Yeah, the Han's more dangerous than the Sabine. I don't know. He's just in a tough spot. Like, he's kind of in a position where I think Wrecker might be the only thing that can save him. Like when you're this far behind.
Yeah, and we're noticing that Sabine is untargetable right now, so he can't get that trade into Sabine with Han. I think very important, because Sabine and Han threaten his Han, but he can't actually kill my Sabine and like win that trade himself. He goes base with the Corvette, puts me to 8. The dial's kind of hard to see with the blurry camera, but hey, it's what you gotta do.
And that's one that I would have just killed the Red 5.
You think?
But I mean, if you could focus on base damage, I don't know. Like, maybe that's the way he wants to play his list.
Yeah, he's playing a Sabine list. Like, don't get fooled by the leader. This is designed as a Sabine list and meant to be played aggressively. And yeah, maybe attacking the Red 5 there is better. That Saboteur not doing a ton of help here, but he's actually holding a mace as well. I'm holding a mace as well, and that's what I'm lining up here. So I'm trying to find the best way to do what he did without losing the mace, because when he attacks Riken, he loses his guy, and I'm trying to not lose my guy because he's
a little bit of damage. Throw the mace out there, kill the Han, do more base damage, and then Red 5 for an extra 3.
Han into Han. I've had a lot of games with the mirror where Han hits Han, and then Han hits Han and trades back. And because they're 3/6 and they hit after hitting each other twice, they die. But this is a huge play. Base comes in, my board is growing, it's not dying. Look at how many of my units are getting hits without taking it without dying. This is textbook how this deck wants to win. You get the hits. Yeah, this is going real well. And the Battlefield Marine plus Sabine is playing well. Like, I could have played like a Poe for 4 on the 4 resource turn, and I just didn't really need to. I guess I like the 2 unit plays here.
Yeah, like if let's say his turn 4, if he would have just played 2 units, this game looks totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'll probably trade my Battlefield Marine and Sabine into his, but Regan would still wall him up pretty hard. Right?
Yeah, he just, like, it probably is a situation where you're still ahead, but you don't have 23 damage on his base, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also have, like, a mountain of units versus his 1 guy.
And here's this play that I knew that John Carr likes to make this play. He likes the timely from hand wrecker on 7. Right? So this is as bad as it gets, right?
Yeah.
I don't get my Han. He's killing Mace. It's
So Han dies. Yes, Mace Windu dies. And I take 5 damage? Yes.
No, this is still fine. Red 5 just kills him.
yeah, and this is where it gets I realize it's kind of mean, and also I'm real close to winning. By the way, Red 5's gonna hit base. I'm only at what is that? 13 damage now, or 16 damage now. Right now I'm seeing he has no resources. He has the Corvette. There's no 1-drops in his list. He's donezo. He is.
You just have a Cassian, the game's over. A Cassian or a attack pod.
Right, Cassian or attack pod. I don't have my Han ability this turn. I'm on 7, so like Bright Hope's Home One's no good. But otherwise, bang, bang, bang. Where am I going to find the hits?
Yeah, because you still have 2 units left over, and actually maybe even have 3 units left over unless he uses Corvette to kill your Red 5.
So I'm on 7, and I Red 5 base, no wrecker kill.
Why don't you kill the wrecker?
I probably missed it. I probably messed that up, right?
Okay, that's fine. You're ahead by enough. It doesn't matter.
Certainly killing the wrecker is good there, right? Certainly I got to kill the wrecker. Certainly I don't have other plans. I do.
I mean, if you have a wrecker, right? Then
something like that. I'm on 7. Something's happening. If I have the base, I go to 21. $29, 32. Timely Poe, hit base. Hit Poe with base. With the Poe effect. That's the line. That's the win this turn line.
Smart.
Yeah, worked out. Okay, sideboards. How do you sideboard this? Remember, he has Crate Dragon and choose sides in the side. He's also got Cham and 1 bombing run. I don't think those are coming in, but they could. How do you side?
Come to your sideboard, if I remember correctly, you have Cham, bombing run, salvage, and then the big dum-dums and traitorous.
Yeah, traitorous, Walker, Bright Hope, and he's got a bunch of 3s, right? So is he going to bring in the crate choose sides? And do I need the Bright Hope? Do I bring in the traitorous? Do I bring in the Walker?
You get to see his list before you play.
We saw the list at the top of the match, so we know each other's sides. I know that this exists.
So for him, his attachment removal is basically just Poe, right? Poe and Frick.
Poe, Frick, Ketsu, but yeah, Poe's the only one that can kill traitorous.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I would bring the traitorous into the matchup. I think the traitorous makes sense. The bombing run actually maybe worth a 2x.
I'm not bringing the bombing run in. I thought about it, but
I think it's worth consideration. Ultimately, though, from your side of things, the only thing that I would want to get rid of is probably the Cham.
Take out Cham. I don't side out Cham. He's still just great stats. I think I side out the Bright Hope. I certainly set out the confiscates. Oh no, he has 2 traders, so I'm not sure if I can. I think I might set out like 1 confiscate.
Well, because he's still running Poe himself, right? So the confiscates still have value. Like if he plays Poe and you just kill off the Poe, you can also kill off a Frisk too, right? So that's still like a card for card thing, and you're saving $1 at a minimum.
Yeah, so there's -1 confiscate, +1. I think the Bright Hope I brought in as a 1x. Yeah. So first thought, like, he's still the aggro player. He still has black 1. He still has A-Wing. I still want the Bright Hopes. Because
I think that, like, salvage could be okay in the matchup too.
I think salvage is good. But I make an interesting call. I think I choose to side out the Crate Dragons.
That is the wrong call.
You think I bring in the traders, but I said he's gonna want the game to go quick anyway, right? And my mid range can help. I don't think I'm getting to this high of a value. I don't think the game's ever going to 8.
Well, I think the game goes to 8 if you're doing what you want, but ultimately, if you're just gonna be trading a bunch of units, then like you'll both have nothing by the time you get to 8. And if you just drop down a Great Dragon, and I don't think his list has choose sides in it.
It does. The sideboard he's bringing in choose sides.
Okay, so he does have it? Okay.
Yeah.
So he could, in theory, play a guy, then choose sides it. But even then, like, the guy he plays, he'd have to make sure that it doesn't immediately die to the Great Dragon trigger.
No, but I make the weird call, which ultimately might be a weird call. We'll see how it pans out, to take out the Crate Dragons. And I'm doing this based on vibes because I know that his list is intended to be fast. So I'm like, okay, I don't really need I don't think the crates will come into play. He wants to play fast. I think I need to respect his fast game a little bit. And I don't think he's gonna go. I think I can play quick. I think my mid range is good enough. Yeah, I said I want to go a little faster. I think I bring in the salvages here for the 3rd Crate Dragon because I want to go like 5.
Salvages is you can get your red 5s back. You can get your ambush ship back.
Yeah. And I go.
And the ambush, especially if your opponent's playing A-Wings, is pretty huge. Even at -1 health.
Yeah, I said at 1 home 1 even. Because I don't think what I've found is that the home 1 isn't a way to heal. It's not actually a heal in this list. Reinforcement.
No, it just adds up to threats. That's what it does.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm actually off Reinforcement Walker. At this point in the tournament, I'm like, Reinforcement Walker has only come in and done losing things for me. It's not a winning line. At this point, Reinforcement Walker's already dead to me. So I side out a bunch of my top end, which I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to play his game. Maybe it's good because I'm trying to respect it and I can win on the mid range anyway. But that's the thought process. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I vibing? I feel up a game. I feel like I can play a little bit aggressively and try to close it out. Ready? Hands on the table. Breathe.
See, I thought when you did the pause, you were just trying to see if your opponent likes their hand before you even look at yours. Because if they don't like their hand, you might like your hand more.
You will see that I will plan my resourcing, but I will not put a resource actually down until he chooses if he's going to mulligan yet.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone. On tomorrow.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Play moms.
Hi, Mom.
Mom can watch. She watches.
So yeah, he resources and then I'm like, okay. And I like my hand. Apparently I like my hand. I forget what it's in. But I see a timely early. I really like drawing timely early. It's really good.
Do you find yourself holding the timely or resourcing it?
I resource it almost always. So he goes,
same here.
Battlefield Marine is not Ketsu, is not Sabine. That is a all green lights for the Echo Base Defender opener.
Love the Echo Base Defender opener.
Mm-hmm.
Because does he have fleets in his list?
He does not have fleets in his list.
Okay. So you don't set off that, but you do set off his ability to go to your base.
Yeah,
And
no
then you can
fleets.
still go to his base, right? Like if he chooses not to trade immediately into you, you can be
Right.
like, all right, whatever. I'll just go 4 into your base.
Right.
And he might
But
have to swing into you anyways because he, like, if he plays, let's say, like a heavy here, he doesn't want your guy to just kill this heavy.
also, if he attacks into me, I get the initiative. So he goes blue leader to space, and I trade, which is a little unprincipled of me. I think I'm supposed to attack there.
Yeah, you should have definitely just swung base there because he's probably just going to trade into you now.
Well, if he trades into me, I get initiative, and I like that, right? So I am trading 4 damage for initiative here, right? I just traded 4 damage for initiative, which I think I wanted.
I think he. Let me see here. If let's say you swing base, he trades. You then trade your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I guess he gets initiative.
So I traded 4. So that's like, oh no, you missed 4 damage. No, I traded 4 damage for initiative, and maybe I'm bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like initiative doesn't matter on a board where both players are empty.
I'm not
Or
sure
at least
that's
it
true.
doesn't matter.
No,
not as much as 4 damage will matter.
I think that it actually matters a lot. I think it matters a lot. I think I don't care. I think I don't care about damage on his base as much. Yeah. And like let's see how this ripple effect of do I get 4 damage or do I do the trade thing first matters. So look, Adelphi, right? Granted, wouldn't have mattered, but this Adelphi is actually kind of a problem. How do you deal with a 4 damage space unit? This is a thing I talked about in my video. This is a thing that I have my Adelphis in the list for. How do you kill 4 health in space? It's kind of hard. Do you? Do I leave this thing just hitting me for 4 every turn? Ugh.
That might just be your best solution, unless you can get a good hammerhead off on it.
I don't know. Where am I gonna find 4 cards? I have no card advantage. I've got a Bright Hope something. I don't want to pick up my Echo Base Defender. Hey, there's 4 damage. Love that. Love that for me.
Yeah. A good stall.
Yeah. I mean, he gets 4 damage too. And I wasted $1, so I am technically down $1 in this matchup so far.
Yeah, that might have just been a draw issue, right? Like,
It was
you just didn't have like a
bit of a draw
4
issue.
or 5.
I played real risky with these draws. I will say. But check this out.
Hey, look at that. Big
Now Han Leader doesn't kill that. Now it's a 5/4. It trades into 3/5s instead of dying to 3/5s. Very big. This is how you break the mirror. You break a lot of the 3/5s. You get Recon on the Echo Base Defender. Liberated Slaves, Cassians and Sabine, all the 3/5s. Even Sabine. Oh, Sabine Leader can't hit through this anyway. But like, huge. But like full Poe, kind of scary. But also, check this out. There's a world here where, like I'm trading here. I'm trading 3 damage for initiative, right? Which doesn't feel great because I know that his Han isn't going to attack me, but I'm ahead.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Like
a board say like this, I think initiative is much more important.
I think it might be unprincipled to have attacked there. I think not attack with my Han, swing Recon to base, give the Echo Base Sentinel another +1 might have been a better play to threaten the Poe. Like that 3 damage on Han, kind of rough, but he has to go Poe into the Echo Base before he can do anything. He has like his only thing is to Poe into Echo Base unless he's like wreckering my Echo Base, which is real. And if the Echo Base takes the hit, then Recon still gets to do a thing. There's also some very weird Mace shenanigans here because we're both on 6, and Mace can only come down if your Han is alive. So if he finds a way to kill my Han or I find a way to kill his Han, like if I had Delphi Recon into his Han, then he can't Mace this turn. So Mace Wrecker is, this is the timing for those cards. Hammerhead 2.
Yeah, these aren't. I mean, a record's much better for him than it is for you because you have guys that actually die to his effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think not attacking with Han last turn might have been a lot better, and guaranteeing the another +1 on the Echo Base, which is still like Han like Poe can get around it by discarding an enhancement, getting rid of one of those experience before he swings in, but it costs a card from hand. Just to ensure that this happens, where Poe swings into the guy, doesn't die. So he does Poe into my Han unit. What? Why? Why did he put 2 damage on my Han unit?
He could be setting up a wrecker. Here he doesn't have hammerheads. He does. Adelphis don't trigger.
This is a mace play. This is face up mace. Mace is face up on the table right now in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
That is all I see. I see Mace Windu looking to kill my leader, prevent me from playing my Mace Windu. You know, like you do. That is all I see here.
Notably, Riken could blast his Han and give himself Sentinel, and that effectively blocks his mace.
Yeah. Yeah. If Riken, because this is the same thing that happened in game 1, where Riken, being a 5/5 with Sentinel, really, really nicely blocks up the mace at the cost of his own life. Riken is a 5/7. If I was able to play him a turn later, also blocks up the Mace Windows, right? Block up the Wreckers, kind of, right? Wrecker will still hit into Riken if ambushing and get him out. And I still have my whole dollars, right? I'm still chilling. But I'm in a predicament because this Delphi is still kind of here. It's still kind of hitting, and I'm kind of scared of it.
So what are you holding in your hand right now?
I think I'm holding a mace. So I think we're both holding Mace Windu. I take Riken to base, give himself Sentinel because I value the health. I'm currently at 4. If Adelphi hits me, I'll be at 8. I value the base damage a lot.
Yeah, what's your thinking about going 5 to base versus 5 to Han?
I have 2 damage on my Han. My intention is to hit his Han with my Han, bring my Han to 5 health, and his Han to 3 health. It is like minor advantages, right?
Okay.
So I'm at 8 now. I'm gonna keep saying that because it's hard to see the dial, and at this point I'm not gonna put an Opia. So really, that's a pain. I could, yeah. Right, my Han hits your Han. So now now I'm showing my mace face up, right? But the difference is my mace is gonna go 2 for 1, where his mace is gonna go 1 for 1. That's the concept here. That's what I'm seeing. Wrecker is also kind of a pain here. I don't know how I would deal with the Wrecker, but I'm pretty confident that it is Mace because of the way that he discarded with Poe to hit the Han, and I know that he wants to timely. So I played my Mace. I snapped the Mace off because my theory was correct, right? Mace stands up. He claims, and I trade the Mace for the Poe because I think he has initiative. I can't let him have the Poe.
So my thinking of sequencing here was like, if let's say Riken hits Han instead of hitting base, then your sequencing can be Mace can still come down and kill his Han, right? But then instead of using Mace to trade into the Poe, you use your Han to trade into the Poe, and then Mace goes base. So you still get the same amount of base damage, but you have a live Mace instead of a live.
Okay, that's interesting. And then Han is safe in the discard, in the leader zone.
Yeah, because right now, if he's able to kill your Han first action, you lose your Han trigger.
That's a better line. That's a much better line, I will say. Yeah, I like that a lot better. That is just a different unit on board, and save it. Like Han is really safe in the leader zone.
And then I think you have like one
Okay.
extra health, but more importantly, 2 extra attacks.
So on 6, I say no resource.
Baby.
Yeah. Do you know what's coming? This is a Kira mode special. That's coming. But here it is. We're on 7. It's what he does. He loves this play. Here's Wrecker and a Poe into Han. Okay, not as bad. Wrecker and Han, much worse. On 7 from Smuggle.
Six. Hammerhead.
6 for Hammerhead, showing 4 cards. No resource, get the extra damage on Hammerhead.
Yeah, we should call this the bootleg Wrecker, right?
Yeah.
When you don't resource, you need 1 extra to get the threshold for the Hammerhead.
Yep. And I make an error here. A very important thing in the mirror is to have initiative after the 7 resource turn. This is a high level Han Data Vault mirror match play, or even just if you're playing Han Data Vault, after 7 resources, take initiative. That is a big play line that I don't consider in this moment because I'm looking at my resources and I see 6, and I go, oh. I'm holding a Traitorous. I think I resource a Traitorous here, but I have a good hand. I think I've got like a blue leader. I've got a couple of answers here and there. Right? I don't think I have a Wrecker, but I'm on 7. He's on 8, so I am down a resource. But like it's fine. We're chilling, right? Now we're not.
Yeah, this is where if you don't have a Felda Dragon, you're just probably dead.
Yep. I resourced 1 early on, and I'm not holding 1. And I go, huh.
A Wrecker can kind of save you.
So the play is Hammerhead to kill Poe. I take 6 to base, but I was about to take 6 to base from Poe, which is worse.
Yep.
And I'm still presenting 10 damage in the air, and he's presenting 10 damage on the ground, but it's not an even game. This is I am in draw, fell the dragon, or die. Right? But don't check your remaining time left in this video because we have a lot of post wrap to do. So don't worry about it. So we're chilling. I promise we're chilling. We know how the story ends, right? So we're chilling. Right? It is now 14, notably 14, not 12. So now it's 24 to 17. Right? So there's a lot of plays. I'm not holding the Fel the Dragon now, but if I were to draw Fel the Dragon off the top somehow, we're on 8, he's on 9. The Crate Dragon is killable, right? Check resources, see the Fel the Dragon that I put down there on like turn 1, realize that yikes, there's only 2 left to find.
So how much damage are you at right now?
I'm at 24. 1 more crate kills me.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like if you don't have if you were to like swing claim, you don't have lethal in 1 action.
Correct. Also, he just has lethal in 1 action. I'm still going to show all of my resources, right? There's no world where I don't play my resources, right? Like, or if I play my resources early, he'll see that I don't have the answer, and get me. So things that this deck can do. I have a lot of timely plays. I have so he dirtles with play Battlefield Marine. He just has cards. He has board advantage.
Yeah, I think you just have to spam him here. Just hit him for the 5, and then hope he claims.
I claim. In my head, the only line is if I know I don't have an answer to the crate, so if I hit with the other Hammerhead or something and he just claims or something, then I lose. Right? My only line is to like draw a Hammerhead and hope he doesn't have it. Right? But he chooses.
He doesn't know that you don't have the answer though, right?
I had to bluff it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if you have if you swing with the 5, he might take another dirtle action, and then you might draw into the answer. But I don't know, you're probably just dead.
Oh yeah, I was super cooked, and the Fel the Dragon wasn't coming. So, geez, I lost game 2. And I'm like, oh, he brought in the Fel and the Chew sides. That's bad. I see that he brought both of them in.
Yeah, you need your crates back.
Yeah, I go get my. I think I get 2 crates back in the deck. I think I take out the Traitoresses maybe.
The Traitoresses I think are still worth consideration, but the Fells can't go. Like the Fells, or not Fells, the crates are just something that you can't not have, because whoever is able to safely play a Crate Dragon first probably just wins.
Yeah, so that's 2 crates back in. So now I'm on 2 home 1, 2 crates back in the list, and I took out the Traitoresses because I was looking at them in that matchup and they felt really bad. I was holding them and they didn't do the thing. They weren't playing the tempo that the game was playing. His 3 drops just hadn't threatened me once. Maybe that was draw variance, but this is when I say I sideboard based on vibes. I listened to my deck. I gave me the Traitoress. Nothing came of it. What am I doing? Oh, I think I'm dropping the salvages. Maybe I put them back in. Maybe I'm like, I don't need the salvages. I don't remember. Maybe I leave them. Nah, Traitoress, you can stay on the board. Salvages, you stay. Yeah.
Yeah, the salvage definitely has more play lines where it does things.
Yeah, and I wanted to keep the confiscates in because I'm like, I had to play principled. I don't want to get Traitorist because the Echo Based Defender was such a key player in those matches, right? And the red 5s. So I don't want to get Traitorist and not have the thing. I don't know. I think if I was better, if I was a better player or something, hold on, let's breathe. All right. So if I was thinking a little bit more analytically, if I had a game plan, if I was prepping more, I don't know. Who knows how to play this mirror matchup? The Sabine cosplay Han Data Vault. I'm vibing with it. I said, Traitorous, I don't want this tool this matchup. I don't think that I win on Traitorous. Right? I think that the Crate Dragon is a better line, and who knows? Maybe my initial thought was right. Maybe Traitorous. Maybe the game shouldn't have gotten that out of hand. I'm certainly not going to let it happen again. I'm going to hold. I think I'm holding a Fel the Dragon here in my opener. And you better believe I'm going to keep holding that Fel the Dragon. Right? Find Poe, find Hammerhead. I'm holding Fel the Dragon. It's going to sit in my hand. So, cool thing about Ketsu, the cool thing about the list in the mirror, Poe, Dameron, Pilot costs 4. Ketsu and Frisk don't kill Poe Pilot, even if you jump them onto a 0-cost ship. It specifically has to be the Fang Fighter or the System Shock or whatever, or the Confiscate. Okay, so here I make some vibe-based choices. This feels unprincipled, right? This feels like playing this game the way I'm about to feels like it's going to get me into trouble.
Do you have an Adelphi in your hand?
I have an Adelphi in my hand.
Okay. I think not trading is okay if you have an Adelphi, because it'll give you initiative.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my action's about to be hit base. And I think it's because I'm looking at a 3-2 instead of a 3-3. If I'm looking at a 3-3, I trade every time. But I see he has 1 less health than me, and I don't care about his Saboteur right now. I say, I'm ahead. Look at me. I've got more stats on the board. I am winning right now.
Is that the Mando?
That is the Sundari Peacekeeper, which actually is kind of scary. Kind of tough. Poe on a ship. Go to space. Right?
Love to see it.
More stats on board. And this is me. Look at me go. I got stats on board. I'm ahead on the Ketsu. But now he's got a higher delta with this Sundari. Because that Sundari hits for 3 and heals for 2. And I go,
yeah, this is what you should just snap claim.
He should snap claim? For what?
Yeah. So he can kill your guy with his Peacekeeper.
Oh, hit with the Peacekeeper. You're saying sack the 3 damage on Ketsu, claim, and get the value trade. I like that. Again, initiative, super important, especially with the Adelphis. Initiative super matters here. So like in that game 2 it was actually not taking the initiative for the 4 damage matters. So he trades his Ketsu into my Battlefield Marine, and I'm psyched at this. I'm stoked. This is the greatest timeline. get me my 3 damage and get my trade? Yes, please.
Yeah, that was not the right choice.
And I don't know exactly what this is. John Carr, if you're around, I would love to know what's going through your head there. And I think it might be because he just won a long game, right? He won a game by going long. So he's like, hey, now I can play long. And that's what happens in these matches, especially these finals, these high tempo ones. What is the conditioning that you're doing between the two players? So again, my turn is Echo Waste Defender. I don't love this. I think I don't have a better play on curve. I don't think I had the Adelphi.
Okay, so I mean, if you get the Adelphi, then it feels great because you can just murder his dude without any repercussions. But you might be able to kill him without repercussions anyways, because if you just slam him into the dude and get 4 damage, then when he swings back, he dies.
I'm gonna do you one better. So I'm a 4/3, right? So I lose every trade right now. It's nice because it's a Sundari, but I lose the trade here, right? How do we break the mirror?
I mean, if you have another Recon, that'd be great.
It's the flip turn. Who has been the star of the match, right? Oh,
there he is. He's back.
Now I'm a 5/4, and you can't hit me. Now I can hit you. And
he should still slam into you though, because if you run into him, that feels worse. That's just 2 less damage you've taken.
And how awful, and the heal that he didn't get, because if he hits me, he still gets to restore. How awful must that feel? To go from I'm going to get this trade to I'm about to sack my guy for 2 damage and 2 heal. Terrible.
Yeah. Also, that ship that he's played both games has just not been doing what it needs to do.
It's kind of good here. It's a clean trade into the Poe pilot. Granted, it's a 3 resource play for a 4 resource play. And like, I feel a little ahead on the board right now. I don't know. But yeah, he does the thing. He gets the heal. So he's healed 4 on the Sundari. But a lot of this was kind of forced. Like soft force, right? Because otherwise I'm going to get super value plays. I go to base. I say, I'm ahead. I'm going to make you trade into me now. Look at me. I've got 3 notes on the board, and they're all monsters. And this is strange because this is not how this matchup should look, right? We saw in the pre-check that we were expecting him to play more units. We were expecting him to like be the play a bunch of guys deck. There goes home 1. Right? Trade the core. He trades his Corvette into my guy. He says I can't race him. I have to go late. Right? So whatever.
He at least gets a discarded out of that, so that's not the worst.
And like this feels rough too. So he has to hit into my guy, take the 5 damage, and now my Han. Am I going to kill his leader? No. I just go to base. The reason I go to base here, I'm pretty sure I'm happy to not take damage on my leader. B, it puts him to 15, which is attack pod zone. So specifically, the 15th damage is relevant.
Okay, that's fair.
Right. So I got.
If you're holding 1, that's pretty real.
So we're on 6. It's Riken Han versus Poe Han.
I guess you can also block his Han discount this turn by leaving him alive.
The difference in this board state, though, is he's at 15 damage and I'm at 3. And here's the Felder Dragon, which is in for this matchup. I think this is a great use of Felder Dragon. I think it completely takes the wind out of his sails. What do you think of this play?
That's great, because now his play options are much lower. He can drop down a Wrecker, kill your big dude, right? But then he loses the resource. He could play a Mace, doesn't kill anything.
It trades the Recon. Notably, if he attacks,
he doesn't get the second jump,
right. If he hits his Han into my Han, he doesn't have the money to play Mace anymore.
Yeah, I think what I probably would have done is just swung Recon into Han, and then give himself Sentinel.
Not before the Felder Dragon. Fell the Dragon first
But I
action.
don't know. But I don't know if you have any like ping damage or anything to potentially kill a Poe that would have 1 health.
So I don't know what this is about. I am. He's at 5, and I see Riken taking 2 more damage. So like this might be like timely into Han. I don't actually. I see this and I short circuit a little bit. What is this play? Maybe it's just that the value trade is too good for him. So I say Riken into base and I make Han the Sentinel because I don't know what this is. This I think if like now I'm watching it, it looks like timely from hand Poe into Han, but like who knows what's coming. Here's K2.
Yeah, at this point you can just swing base again.
Or he has no discount. He should be playing 2 units here, right? But I claim it. He just draws.
Ooh.
So this is like the whole concept of this, of what I thought the match would look like, and I think the match is supposed to look like, is he plays 2 units a turn. And he hasn't done that once. I don't think he's done that at all this entire set. Right?
Yeah.
Like, where are the 2 unit turns? Where is the Han discount for a 3 plus a 2? His whole deck is 2s and 3s. I wonder where the A-Wings are. I wonder how differently this match would have gone if maybe he wasn't playing for all the trades and all the late game, and he was going face and playing multiple threats every turn. I think that's how he built the deck and should be his path to victory. But Riken is in his way.
Yeah, he's floating resources. Like he just clearly didn't have a 2-drop in his hand there. Otherwise, he would have played it.
He could have had a 3-drop, but that was the turn that Han died.
You might have lethal here if you have an attack pod in hand. Like you can go Riken, give Han Sentinel. That blocks the K2 from coming home.
And that's really clean because Adelphi can't pump the K2 here. He's not running Fleet Lieutenants, and K2 won't die to the Han hit, to hitting into Han. But the other question is, can you just Riken into the K2SO? Give Han Sentinel.
You're so close to closing the game here.
On action 7, home 1, Echo Base Defender.
So the play is spend my resources first. Because I'm afraid of losing Han, and I don't think I have a good $7 play in hand. Right? I have the home one, which is a great $7 play. Really important in this matchup is when you look at your discard pile and when you look at your resources. You've only got 2 smuggle cards, Cassian and Timely, but you want to check your resources sometimes. And you have Salvage and Home One. If you look at your discard pile on 6, 7, or 8, you are telegraphing Home One, right? And sometimes you want to do that to like make your opponent think about Home One. And sometimes it's like, well, now they got to have it. And if you don't play it, like, oh, they had Home One in their hand. But Home One for Echo Base feels like a great play because if he doesn't choose to trade right now, Riken's going to do the same thing he did last time, make it even bigger. And I'm going to start getting Restore.
Yeah, it also blocks a potential ambush into Han.
Right. That's what I wanted to do. If I lose Han with his favorite play, which is ECL Timely Wrecker on 7, that's his favorite play, and I'm playing the player right here. This is a player based don't lose on a misplay moment. If I attack with Riken, get some Sentinel somewhere, trade with K2SO or whatever, I might lose to losing my Han and not having a good play this turn.
But couldn't he still, like, if he timely loses the Wrecker, couldn't he use Wrecker to blow up your Sentinel and then slam into Riken?
Yeah, but I've already spent my money. Fine.
Okay.
I think as long as I play my money, I'm happy, right? I made $10 worth of value this, $11 worth of value this turn, and he has no space presence and nothing to stop this home one ever. So he plays Cassian because he wants to get the value trade into the. He doesn't want to trade his K2SO for the Echo Base Defender, and I think that's a huge oops. I think he realizes here that he let Riken grow the Echo Base Defender again, and it's no longer a trade. So he has to do the K2SO into the Echo Base Defender anyway, and he spent all of his money. I don't quite know what's in his hand, but it turns out my play was disruptive enough Note that I'm now down to 2 damage. I've only taken 1 hit this game. And I've got Restore now. So now I'm down to 1 damage.
Yeah, and now you're representing lethal too.
Yeah, home 1 is super lethal. I think he has to even pass the Cassian hit here. He has 2 resources and like Wing It a Prayer, right?
I don't think he has any outs.
True Sides could do cute things, but like at this point, you're right.
You have 2 5-power units. Either one slams them.
Right. And this is, and like there might be a play here that does it. The home 1's really hard to deal with in space with his list. But this is when it's really like, look at the way that attacking the base and making the value trades, playing Rican and just attacking the base with big power units has added up over the game. And that's it. And that's the match.
Great game, man. Oh, sorry.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I would have really loved to see what his hands look like, because I feel like what ultimately decided this game, or like the games where he lost, was each game that he lost, he was way behind on the board, and it wasn't just that you played cards that were better, it's that he floated resources.
Yeah.
And that's where you're like, okay, like, was that the right choice? Also, playing the Mando, I mean, that's part of a big reason why the Mando's been out of all of my versions of this list for a while.
The Peacekeeper.
Yeah, I just don't like him getting attacked into. It feels miserable every time.
Yeah. And if you look at his list, there's a lot of cards that just didn't come into play. Ketsu came into play, and it felt like I was ahead. It had to trade for my Battlefield Marine, which felt bad. Fighters for Freedom never came down. Heavy never came down on his board. The Green Squadron A-Wing and the black one. There were so many. I planned in the mental prep for here comes 2 units a turn deck, and it never happened. There were no 2 unit turns, I think, in the entire game. And I don't know if that's how he drew or it must be how he resourced. But if he was resourcing the mace, resourcing the timelies that he had from hand that he was playing Wrecker with, resourcing the crates or the choose sides, he could have done the earlier 2 unit plays that his deck is meant to do, and maybe that would have turned out. That's where the mirror, he played it as a mirror, and my deck was teched and had a little bit better cards to play that mirror, that true mirror.
Yeah. Also, I think that the game 3, because like I think the game 3 is the one that was the most in the balance. If after turn 2, if he doesn't do the trade, if he just claims, and then he opens up turn 3 by killing your Battlefield Marine with his Peacekeeper, I think he's in a much, much better spot. Because now he has an extra body that he can throw around. Yeah,
and I think that's when you get to the absolute highest level of this game. The important thing, the game-winning plays are the ones where you sacrifice damage way early. You say you soul read your opponent. You know what they have in hand. And you say, you're about to play this unit, I'm going to claim instead of, and not play the unit, and claim aggressively and lose some value, and use that initiative to do that value trade like the Sundari into the Battlefield Marine. Especially in game 2, when I sacrificed the hit on the $4 turn that never was, is clearly the worst aggressor, the worst offender of this, right? Where he was holding the 5-drop Corvette, and like, think of how top end heavy his list felt. He never played a Poe, but he had a Delphi, Poe, Corvette, Wrecker, Mace. Those were the stars of his deck. And where were all of the low drops? All of my deck was Rican and Hammerhead, Wrecker. I had all of this top end, and it really that's what gave me the edge, because we were playing the same game and I had a little bit better. I had the Fell the Dragon. We had a lot of the same tools, but he didn't use his special tools to beat me, and that's what made the difference. But anyway, Daniel, you still here? I know my internet just blinked a little bit, but you there? Anyway, whether or not he's here, I'm still recording. I know that's working. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you everyone. Thank you John Carr for playing a great match. Thank you Collective for making a great tournament. Thank you for everyone watching and enjoying me and Daniel ramble about this matchup at each other. Daniel, you here? Nah, my thing's been a little bit weird, but I'll sign off. Again, there's 2 other videos that kind of go with this. There's the one where I talk about the deck really in depth. Oh, it's this. Pause. It's the one where I talk about the deck really in depth. I go through like 30 lists or something of different ways to think about this deck. And then I'm going to have one more video where I've got live vlogs of between every match. I did a video. I'm like, hey, here's what I thought about of the match that I just played. So you can get a better idea of the entire series of the games. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being a part of it. I'll do one more check. Daniel, you there? You back? Yeah.
I'm here.
Hey, all right. All right. Help me sign off.
Hey, man, you did great. Congrats on the win. Well deserved, dude. You're awesome.
Thank you, friend. All right, everyone. See you next time. Have a great day.